Who signed in as host?
I did.
Who's that? Who said that?
Stuart.
Stuart, could you record this for Sandy for me, please?
Yes, I've just turned recording on.
That's okay. I tried to do it, but it wouldn't let me. Well, it's 7:32. I think we've got everyone who's likely to be here. So with everyone's permission, we might start. That being the case, I know Pierre was an apology and Sandy was an apology. Is there anyone else who has any apologies that we should record for the minutes? There being no others, we will move on. The previous minutes were distributed, and I thank Sandy for preparing them. Has anyone got any comments in respect to them?
Good.
I'll therefore move on.
And Gary, I take it you also you're taking minutes tonight or this morning?
You're recording it, so I will organise minutes to be done, but Sandy's with them, so that's why I asked you to record it, Stuart.
Okay, thank you.
If I could go to the agenda, and excuse me while I fiddle around with different devices. We now, Philip, perhaps you could tell us, or should it be Mark, as to the status of the website and notifying everybody.
I'd like Mark to start that, and then I might jump in if there's something from a PR or notification point of view later. Mark, are you there?
Yes, yeah, I'm here. I'm driving in this wonderful early morning sunlight, so please excuse the background noises. After a little bit of mucking around and everything and a few technical hitches along the way, the website has gone live now. Registrations are starting to dribble in. rotaryconference.org.au is the website for people to go and have a look at. There is still going to be some tweaks along the way as a little bit of information comes in. So it still is a work in progress, but the guts of it is all there. Linda Ferrari and Stuart have done a lot of the work to get it up. Linda Ferrari came in at the last minute to help us because we were let down a little bit. So, but look, it's up, it's running. Comments, please, for tweaks. We can't make any wholesale changes because time just won't permit it. But now you can get it out on all your socials, newsletters, email distribution lists, etc. And let's see if we can ramp up the registrations to come through.
So firstly, can I say congratulations to Mark, Stuart and Linda, and can we give them a round of applause because I know the work they've put in over the weekend. Great work, my friend.
No, I didn't do anything.
Well, yes, you did. So great work from everyone. And I think now all the districts have got the links. And today, if you can send out your messages to your various members and clubs, that would be fantastic. What's unique about this one is that we all know is that there are 5 districts involved, all of Victoria, together for the first time since really the first days in Rotary in Australia. Secondly, most of us have a breakout session happening. Bruce Anderson has already run his conference. So his next breakout session will be his district assembly. So we can put that up on the website for you, Bruce, just waiting for the words to come through from you.
Okay.
If you shoot that through. Philip Beasley will have his own unique breakout, and even if it's the next district assembly, we'll have that there. So all the districts have an equal footing, if you like, in terms of having the central event, Virtual Victoria, sent across the Saturday and the Sunday, the 1st and 2nd of May, between 11 and 1 to their members. Then each of us have our own different breakout sessions to complement what we're doing in our districts. So I'm pleased with that. I think the donation buttons are working. The buttons to take people into their separate breakout areas are working. We're putting up a list of FAQs that a few of you have sent through. We really appreciate that. So Alma and team, thank you for yours. I've got some from Phil Beasley and others. As you come across any questions that you want answered, you bet your bottom dollar that someone else will be thinking of it. So let's put it up there on the FAQs. I'd really appreciate that. Gary, that's all from me.
Thank you. Has anyone got anything to raise in respect to the website and the bookings at the moment? Elma?
Yes, I would like to know, please, when my link is going up for my district breakout.
It
It'll
should have gone up
probably-
last night. We're just waiting for Linda to confirm that. Sorry about that, Alma. I did ask her to do it straight away when I saw it.
Well, I'm not prepared to circulate the website and
Yeah, no.
start.
So I will call you
advertising
straight
until my
after this
link's up.
meeting after talking to Linda.
Thank you.
Gary, Brian's just joined us. You might want to welcome him.
Yes, well, I probably should welcome Brian and Barry Thomas, who I don't think's joined us previously. So, but Brian has, of course. Nice to see our treasurer here.
Sorry for the lateness.
No, not a problem. I'd like to just touch base with Mark and Barry in respect to, is anything in respect to the IT and the production and how we're progressing with that at this stage.
Yeah, look, yeah,
Oh.
Barry and I and Matt are meeting at work this morning. But so far, everything's ticking along quite nicely. It won't be as high tech as the Australia Day, but Barry has started some recordings, and we've got some recordings coming tomorrow. And we're look, there won't be too much of a headache. It's going to be a continuous stream with just a little bit of live content being thrown in. So after today, we'll have a much better picture of where we're heading.
Barry, do you want to add anything?
No, we've got the meeting at 10 o'clock to really nut out everything. We pretty well know what we need to do. We're just going to go over it with Matt's representative who's come in there today. So we'll it'll basically be just a mini Australia Day, really. We're just going to follow the same type of replay concept. We can take things in that, you know, the day before and put them into the system the way this system will work. It's still, my doubt still is that we will, and we can, this will format later, but there's still a lot of work to go to get to that 2-hour mark per day. And I'm not sure whether we'll reach 2 hours, but we will have a format.
So you think that there is not enough material or too much material?
I just think people are really slow trying to get their heads together to do their presentation. So I don't know if we're going to get everybody that we want. We'll work out some contingencies around that. But as I said in the early days, it's a really big ask to try and fill 4 hours. It's a huge ask. So we've just got to work out, you know, what we can achieve. And yes, Philip.
Barry, I'm kind of thinking differently to you. I think
I know
Alma,
you
and
are.
I think Alma and the team have done a great job in bringing in enough content. I have every faith in the speakers giving you great speeches and delivery, and what you haven't got, we'll get. So
Yeah.
I'm confident that we will have 4 hours of content in the can before you know it. And it won't be a mini Australia Day. It will be better than an Australia Day. So Mark and you will deliver a fine program. I'm coming out there at 10 o'clock. And if you have any sticks in the way, I'm taking those sticks away.
No sticks. It's just a case there's still a lot of work to go yet.
I know that, and that's what this is all about. In Rotary, you can have 3 years to do a conference, or you can have 6 weeks to do one.
Yeah.
And we're going to get it done.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any comments in respect to the production side of it? Alma?
Yes, I actually just have a question. I just want to confirm with you, with Barry and with Mark, that you still want the MCs to be live rather than recorded.
Correct.
Alma, I will answer that. You have to have them live, because otherwise, if something goes askew on the day, you won't have anyone to pick up the pieces. So that is why they are going to be live.
Right. Good.
Ryan?
Yeah, I just want to check, is our budget of $20,000 for the production still enough?
Yes.
Just enough.
Thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to say about the program, or perhaps Linda? I'm not certain.
Look, I've got I'm sorry, you caught me a bit on the hop. I'm inclined to agree with Philip. I think we've put together plenty of material to fill 2 hours. We need to make sure that our speakers come through. There are 1 or 2 that we still haven't quite got completely lined up, but I think most of the program is together. We're also relying on the districts for video material, so I'm hoping that that's going to come through as required. I think our major sticking points are the governor, but I know Philip's very confident that the governor's going to come through. And the other one is Brendan Nottle. Have we heard from Brendan Nottle as yet?
Alma, Jenny and I are actually hoping we get Brendan's federal counterpart. Both of them have been on leave until today. So one of them will come in. We're hoping it is the lady from Sydney, and Robert Pradlin knows both of them as well. So Robert is confident that the lady will come in. If we can't get the lady, I know that I can get Brendan. I'm trying to avoid him and now say we need him for something else. So we've got 2 people to fill that role. Potentially, we'll definitely have one of them.
Great, thank you. So the aim of our program, and Philip has asked me for a theme, and I'm not quite sure that we've got a theme that works apart from Virtual Victoria, but the aim of our program has been to inspire Rotarians to action, to show them examples of people who have been really proactive in the face of COVID-19, and also to give them inspiration about projects they might do in the future. So that's been the aim. And I'm looking at the speaker list, and I think the mix of that kind of stuff and our Rotary input is going to make it into a pretty good conference. And look, right at this point, and I've done all the talking, but right at this point, I want to acknowledge Jenny, who has done an enormous amount of work and has really stepped up. And for those of you who don't know, Jenny is actually a very new Rotarian. So she's just dived straight into the deep end and done a fabulous job in our conference. So I want to thank you, Jenny.
Alma, if I might just ask a question, I'm not sure whether it's best addressed to you or to Jenny, but are there any dates and time limits that are approaching that we should be conscious of just to make certain we don't miss?
Well, look, Jenny's still on mute, so I'm guessing I'm going to answer that. We've actually been pushing very hard to try to get as many of the recordings and as much of the information in by the 10th of April, which is approaching very quickly. Just looking at my calendar, I might say. That was the deadline that Barry asked us to try and meet. But the other thing that I need to say right here is that neither Jenny nor I are experienced program producers, may I say, or television producers. So we feel that we've done most of the work in terms of getting a program together, but we're going to step back in terms of making sure it all comes together and put it in the hands of more experienced people, because just not something that either of us or really any of us on that committee actually know how to do.
I thought that was the theme of Rotary, Alma, that everyone does a new job they've never done before every year and only does it for a year and then passes it on. The 2 of you have obviously done it very well. Jenny?
I will say one thing that with the MCs being live, I've been working with the one for the day one, Nidhi, the young lass Nidhi Wadwa, who's a Rotary actor, who's a very competent and confident young lady. So I think she'll be wonderful. But there's two things about it. One is that I think it might be good if she could get to Nossal and have a little look at the studio there. So that might have to be arranged at some stage. Unfortunately, today wasn't a suitable sort of time for her to join that. She is going to have more or less a script and she'll be rehearsed with that. So I think that she'll be very competent in that role, as I say. But I haven't had any contact from Jasmine Dillon. I did email her, Philip, after you sent me the details, and she hasn't responded. So I think day two, maybe in terms of her, well, you just wanted a running sheet. That might be back in your hands, maybe, Philip, to sort of see that Jasmine's got all that sorted, because I did offer to help her and I haven't heard. So maybe that's back to you.
I think she might have been away last week. I'm not sure. She is my club president, and she's actually an accomplished TV presenter as well from her old country. So what we'll do is get your day one presenter and Jasmine together. I'll work it out with Mark and make sure that they're fully schooled and know where the green room is and where everything is happening so that they don't fall over. And with Barry's help and the project manager from Stage Pass, I'm sure everything will be well on the day.
Yeah.
So I will now take the program that you've got together and put it into a running sheet to make sure that every second is accounted for and that we've got, in fact, 4 hours and 20 minutes of program because we're starting 10 minutes earlier. So Barry will have that as soon as I've got my head around what everyone's doing and saying.
Actually, one thing about that, as I've started to sort of look at the sort of things the MC might talk about to do the segue from one to the other, sometimes there's a 3-minute slot allowed. Now, that's actually a long time for an MC because really
we're used to just giving them a minute.
Yes, they should just be linking. So there may be some time that gets sort of pulled together a bit more because the MC, I think if they spoke for 3 minutes, I think it'd be too long. So some of it might be 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, at most. By the time they thank and then move to the next thing.
I think if you've got a David Mann or a Ross, Greg Ross, then it's a bit different. They can ad lib, but with these two young ladies, they probably just need to link everything together.
Yes, I think that's the role, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. What about a standby presenter in case somebody gets a headache and can't do it, things like that? Are we going to look at that?
Yeah, we've got a couple of people who can jump in there and help out. So we'll have that catered for as well.
Yeah.
Which is what we did for Australia Day too.
Yeah.
They're the big top. Oh, Brian, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Can I just check? Are there any other costs in relation to, say, entertainment? I noticed Trish Carr. Is there going to be costs associated there?
No charge.
Right. Okay. Thank you. If everyone could just keep me abreast of any charges that you think are going to crop up, I'd love to know. Thank you.
They're the big topics that I thought was important to touch upon this morning. I'd like to quickly go around the room and just see whether anyone's got anything else they would like to raise or think that we should raise at this point in time. Perhaps I'll start with you, Stuart, having been quiet.
I don't have much more to add. Obviously, great to see the website is up and running. We're about 30 odd bookings at the moment. I'm sure that'll increase in the days and weeks ahead.
Thank you for all your help. Lynn.
Well, my two entertainers are all locked in, and Barry, you'll receive Trisha's music before the 10th.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
And but I haven't heard from Sue how the others are going. And also Mike Brady, Alma, can you send me his contact link from Geelong? Have you still got that?
No, but the Rotary song as I understand it, Mike Brady gave that to Rotary, and it is freely available on YouTube.
Right.
Just have to put in on Google, put in Mike
Yeah.
Brady Rotary song,
Yeah.
and up it pops.
Yeah. Yeah. So for the time to fill in at the start, if we haven't got any other entertainers, if we did the YouTube for Mike Brady and then another Rotary song comes on and then the Rotary anthem that shows all the previous year's themes, which is really good.
Right.
And I thought that might.
The ROTARY song.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So
Lynn,
I thought
all the musicians, all the entertainers are booked in. Sue actually has got that all organised, and the music will be coming through to Barry if it hasn't already come through. So these are people we have worked with before, and half of them are Rotarians, so we've got them in the can. The Mike Brady song, Mike was at the Celtic Festival, and he also sang for us earlier in the year. I have spoken to him. He's looking for the last version of Rotary Anthem. If not, we've got the one that Alma has found online, and it is readily available, so we'll have that to play. We've also got a number of songs that have been given to us over the years, and Bruce Anderson has an anthem from one of his AGs.
yes.
We need to review that before we play it, and so Bruce is hoping that he will have that for us to look at. But also the young man needs to make sure that he's got the right licensing arrangements with RI. Mike Brady actually has given RI the licensing agreements back when Dick Garner was around in 2011. So we're confident that we can play that without a problem. The musicians all have to sign an agreement with us to say we can take their music and play it ad nauseum after this, because people will be watching it. So we don't want to have to redo things after the event. So there'll be a contract that we'll get back to you, Lynn, for the two musicians that you've got, to make sure that they sign across just for this song, for this event, we can use it.
Right. Thank you. I didn't
That's
know.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bruce?
Yeah, several things. One is we mailed everybody in my district yesterday with the material that came through from Philip to get them to both save the date and even think about getting on and registering. So that's really just the bums on seats aspect of it. The second thing to say is that from a long line of making sure it's right on the night, I think the progress towards completion here is going really, really well indeed. So I wouldn't be panicking at this point. And the third thing relates to the anthem or song being developed through District 9790. The audios are all done, the video's being done, it's on the cutting room floor as we speak, and we are having the discussions with RI about licensing arrangements and so on that Philip has suggested. I'm hoping that's all done over the next couple of days, and the rendered version will be in the can to Barry by the end of the week.
Dave McDonald.
Great.
The only thing I wanted to ask about that, are we still doing the show bags? Where are they at? And what's the mechanics of getting them to people if we're doing that?
I think we decided.
We've agreed not to do the show bags.
Okay.
We do, however, wish to receive any material that particular projects in any district want distributed, so that we can make them available in an electronic wallet.
Okay.
So I simply ask if any of the district governors hear from any of the projects or the clubs in their district that they want some publicity given to that particular project, and they've got a brochure that you approve of that we can put in the electronic wallet, please send it through so that we can start gathering them.
Gary, can we do a little bit more promotion on that comment you just made, in case people are just not aware of the change, and that it is a very valuable way of getting their projects. You know, I mean, it's a great opportunity, but maybe just a little bit underrepresented in that type of communication at the moment.
Yes, no, Quinn, you're entirely right. I was waiting until the website was up, and I thought once we've got it locked in and publicised and the programs publicised, it's the right time to do it, and we've now just hit that time. So you're entirely correct, and we'll do something about that. Jenny, is there anything you'd like to add further? No, Elma, is there anything you'd like?
Yeah, look, I've got a couple of things. First of all, I would like to know whether the IT person from District 9810 has been contacted and included so that he can go in and check how many registrations we've got from 9810.
Jody has been included in all of our communications.
Great, that's good news, thank you. And the other thing with regards to the show bags, I'd like some guidelines as to exactly what it is you want these clubs to provide. We're just looking for like a one-page flyer, or you're looking for copy and words, or photos, and I'm guessing we're talking about projects under development here that are looking for funding rather than completed projects. Is that what we're talking about?
Let me be clear. It doesn't have to be, it can be an ongoing project or a project that is going to start up. It's not necessarily a fundraising opportunity, but it is a publicity opportunity. I certainly have experience in terms of attending international conventions and our own district conferences, that there are a large number of clubs who wish to publicise projects that are either ongoing or about to commence. There's a demand, or has been a demand in the past, to pass this information on, and the purpose of this is to facilitate it.
Right. So what kind of material are we looking for?
I would hope no more than 2 pages. But if it happened to be a short video that we were able to also put in there, I don't think that would hurt.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You said there was 2 things, Elma. Is there another?
That was it. IT person and show bags. That's
Excellent.
it.
Quinn, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, the only other thing, Gary, is I like the idea of one pager and really highlighting in some ways, what are we doing for our 100 years? And everyone's got some great ideas and great projects. I wonder if we could just maybe emphasise the fact that, you know, that's one of the key things we'd like to put into that wallet, you know, the promotion of what people are doing more specifically for our 100 years.
Good. I'll take that on board. Barry, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I just discussed the date, the 10th. I mean, the 10th is really an alert date. So that's why I set up the 10th as being an alert date. So it just puts people on notice that we'll be really coming after them after the 10th if we haven't sort of had some correspondence. So I'll work with Jenny on that, and we'll start to rank it up after the 10th and see what we can get in the can fairly quickly.
Excellent. Linda Morris?
No, all I really want to know is how many people are there for lunch on Saturday and Sunday at Nozzle. How many I've got a cater for. That's all. If anyone could let me know who's going or whatever, because I've got no idea how many people are going.
Excellent.
How do you want to handle that, Gary? Is there going to be an attendance arrangement somehow?
Yeah, we'll sort that out. Perhaps I'll take that on notice and we'll deal with that at the next meeting, which I'll deal with shortly.
I think.
How much notice do you
know who we're going to invite to the thing at Nozzle? What kind of numbers we've got, and whether we're going to invite to have an audience there? I'm guessing that's what we want.
We don't want an audience.
We don't need an audience. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be set up for an audience.
Linda, if we can come back to you, how much time do you need?
Oh, say a week, because I'm working as well. So yes, say a week. I mean, I can organise something.
Let's work on 2 weeks, considering that a decision needs to be made about that at least 2 weeks prior to the event.
All right.
Which really means next week.
Okay.
Is everyone happy with that? Good. Mark, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, all good.
Excellent. Philip?
For me,
Nothing. Marti, does this time work?
Hang
for
on,
you?
Gary, I've got a couple of points.
Certainly, right.
Sorry. I haven't, well, the money in the bank at the moment is $64,989. District 9780, Philip Beasley, they haven't paid theirs yet. And I'm just wondering, I don't see Philip here today, is he?
No, he's not.
I'll chase Philip up.
Do you happen to know
Brian,
if
I'll
that's,
chase Philip.
I have spoken to him a couple of weeks ago and he said everything was okay, but I just haven't seen the money. Whether he wants any more information or not, I don't know.
Brian, do you want me to chase him up?
If you've got time, otherwise I'll chase him. I just wondered if there's any issue there or not.
I've got a reason to call him about his profile because he still hasn't approved it, so I'll chase him up.
Okay, thanks, Philip. Thank you. And would you mind letting me know what the outcome is, please? Thank you. And the other thing is program. I hear this talk of electronic wallet. Is there any cost associated with that?
No. Not this one.
And what will the attendees receive? Will they get some sort of a program in that wallet? What will they get?
The question of program, I don't think has been decided or discussed at this point. But can we take that on notice, please?
No, I think the question was, what will they get?
Well, they'll get a link to, Stuart might be able to assist me. I discussed it with him briefly, but they'll get a link to the wallet, which will contain the files.
Which could just be a Dropbox link in the simplest form, and people just once they download the information, they can go through all the files at their leisure. If there's files in there with links to videos on YouTube sites, that could easily be done as well.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to raise anything? Yes, Lynn.
Is it going to be recorded so that people who can't, like we've got our Sunday market on, so
yes, that's the plan.
Yes,
it will be.
And that's why Philip wanted to have the copyright issues dealt with the artists.
Right. So do they still need to register as if they're going to be there on Sunday?
We ask
to be able
to register, yes. And that will also enable us to know who's interested in what information we may wish to send.
Yep.
We ask everyone who's got any interest to register.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Is everyone happy to keep this time next week? I think we should meet weekly for the next 3 weeks. This does suit. It's very hard, I know, for some people, but it does seem to be a good time, and we seem to be able to do things in a short, sharp way. If no one has any objection, I will leave it, and we will do it again at 7:30 next Tuesday. If there's no other issues, I'll declare the meeting shut and closed. And thank everyone for
Quinn, can I give you a call, Quinn?
Yeah.